Well, good morning folks, welcome back to Marwell Manor Farm. Hope you're doing very well today. We're just reversing the water bowser back to where we usually keep it for the times when we're not using it, well out the way there. We've just finished kind of feeding everything up this morning. And now we've got a couple of things to do. We're actually just awaiting the arrival of a brand new piece of equipment for us here on the yard. We're in need of a vacuum tanker, in need of a slurry tanker. So we went up there and took the decision to go and buy an Abbey tanker. I was kind of umming and ahhing between an Abbey tanker and a Joskin tanker for some time. The Abbey tanker came in a heck of a lot cheaper. It's let's just stop there. I'm going to move the gator back inside. We were kind of looking at the opportunity we had was for a Joskin tanker with a dribble bar on there, and it was going to be about 60,000, which was far too expensive for what we planned. So we did end up going with the standard Abbey tanker, which is going to be good for us. It's a fair size there, but we do have quite a lot of cattle in here still, so it's something that we really needed to think about. So that's going to be coming in very shortly. What we're also going to be doing, we've got the local contractor arriving today with a combine to make a start on our winter oilseed rape. So he's en route, waiting just to hear to know when he's in. Don't actually need to have the front loader on anymore, so we'll just go and get rid of this. Back in the corner here, I think. So yeah, as soon as we get this vacuum tanker unloaded, I do believe we're going to be carting grain today, which would be good. Good to get that started with. I brought my dad back in today. He is currently out on the case. I've got him away drilling some. He's out there drilling cover crop into the field just over the back of the silos, really. So he's making some nice progress with that as it goes. It shouldn't take him too much longer. Most of the day, I think, we'll keep him going. But it's just nice to have some additional help there because it means that I can get on today with carting grain and making sure that's looking good. But as we wait, we're going to have a bit of a wander up there anyway, see how it's all coming along. It's very dry. It's going in. We could actually, if we can get this oilseed rape done today, a drop of rain wouldn't hurt at all, just to make sure that that gets established properly. But yeah, so far so good. At least he's not having any problems there. Putting a very, very low seed rate in there per acre. It's we're not using too much at all, but it just means that it's gonna be sufficient to get a little bit of extra nitrogen into the ground there. Break up a bit of the compaction. The oilseed radish has a very deep, long root, which goes and penetrates through any like plow pan that might be in there still. So that's good. And yeah, as you can see, he must be over the brow of the hill there somewhere. There's big long runs in this field actually, but as you can see where he's kind of started here. And yeah, he's making some nice little nice progress there, which is always good to see. That shouldn't take him too much longer. We'll leave that in the ground for anywhere between 6 weeks and 2 months, I would imagine. That's kind of probably the time frame we're looking at. And then we'll come back in, work it over with a set of discs or even a roller just to crop it out, and then we'll bring in some. Probably gonna put some winter barley into there, I think. And that's looking good. Is that a truck I can see has arrived? No, it looks like it's swung the oil cans back there. So we're going to wait to see the arrival of the truck here with our new tanker on, and then we'll get it unloaded, and yeah, all being well, get it set up and ready to roll as soon as possible, and then we'll get ourselves back in with the combine. Alrighty folks, here it comes, an alarmingly quick rate. And there it is! Beautiful! Let's get this pup unloaded, shall we? That is looking glorious, I think you'll agree. Check out the colours on that tanker. Absolutely stunning. What we'll do, the John Deere's there, we're going to get this pulled straight off, I do believe. So no time like the present. Let's speak to the driver, get him just to drop the, I don't know how this quite works, but I'll get him to drop the front end off there. And then we'll get her unloaded. It's a pretty intimidating beast. It's nearly skewed off the side of the trailer actually, which is a bit concerning. But there you go. We didn't opt to get the... This came in a very different configurations. One of which could have been that we could have got a boom on there to fill other tankers. We don't need that. It's only going to be using the one tanker. But what we did prompt for was to get an auto loader on here. So Our slurry pit is around the back end of this shed here, where we keep the water bowser. And this will allow us to, best possible, to drive in and just automatically load this. We did get a hose as well to go with it, on the off chance that we may need that if we change our practicing at all. But I like the idea of having this. It means we don't have to get out of the cab anywhere near as much, so it could work very well. What we'll do though is jump into the John Deere, get that pulled off, and yeah, after that then we'll swing it into the shed for now. We're not going to be using it just yet, although we do have a bit of slurry we need to get out there. Chances are I might put some onto the hay ground just to give it an extra little kick really, and just see how that comes along. Let's get this picked up. I think with either tractor there, this will be a nice size. The John Deere could handle this perfectly, I do believe. Cause us no issues at all. And yeah, it's not too big. Again, in terms of a kind of a, I'm going to have to just run over the corner of the lower loader here. In terms of the size of our operation here, as long as the weather's good, we can get this out into the ground very frequently actually. So we don't really need to be looking into anything that is, you know, twin, triple axle, any of these behemoths of vacuum tankers we've been seeing around doing the markets. Price wise, this is one of the most competitively priced pieces of equipment I could find really. We bought this one with the added autoloader script. This one was in the range of around £20,000, so about a third of the cost of the Joskin we were looking at, to be honest, so makes perfect sense there. Just disconnect that and we are good to go. We're gonna just get this, get the truck away out of here, and then we're just waiting for the call really to see what is happening with the combine driver, and then we'll see how we're all going. So give me a second to get these lot out of here, and then we'll see what's going on. Alrighty folks, welcome back. We're currently stalking the combine around here. We probably don't need to be honest. We could probably park up at the edge. The yield is not ideal. What we're going to do is going to let her get ahead. Lady called Emily driving the combine today, one of George's drivers, doing a grand job so far. So this is our crop. It's not a bad looking crop at all really. It's quite tall, which it has going for it. On the bottom side there, it's there's not a lot of trash on the ground either. It was sprayed off a while ago, but still quite a clean looking crop, which is always good. As we move around here though, we can see that there are a few little white pods appearing on the stalks. You don't want to see that too often, because what that can mean is that the pods are starting to split open and crack, and if they are, then the seeds inside are obviously going to fall to the ground. Of course, there's a couple of problems. Number one being that we don't have in the tank or in the trailer, so we have lost some crop there, and also it means that they're more likely to get an awful lot of volunteer crop for years to come. So we want to try and avoid that where we can. But yeah, it's not too bad at the moment there. I've seen a lot worse, that's for sure. We're hammered by a deer in this field. The deer like to come out of the woods there, and particularly around that top end, the first headland or two. Quite light in places where they've trodden on it, but it's not just oilseed rape. We get that with all of our different crops in this field. It's just something that we have to kind of bear with it for the crop type, for the field in this particular instance. But that being said, we're going to get ourselves back on and follow the combine around. And then, yeah, we're going to cart this down to our own stores today. We have a buyer in place. We have predetermined contracts with our grain buyers. And we're going to keep hold of it until they contact us, let us know the rate to take it. So we're not going to be affected by the price, by any shift in the market there. We do kind of hedge our crop price earlier on to get the best that we can. And I think we've got a good deal. This oilseed rape is going to go away to make oil, obviously, which will go towards to various fast food chains for the oil that they require in their cooking. So, lo and behold, if you ever go out for a burger somewhere, you may well be using oil that we have produced, which is, I really like that. It's quite cool to see, to know where it's going somewhere like that. So yeah, what we're going to do, we're probably going to wait on that far side. And see where we can unload. Haven't seen any flashing lights yet to determine how full the tank is, but like I say, I don't think we're going to see a lot coming off here. But we'll just move ourselves around there. And around we go. Perfect. We are chopping the straw here. You can bale oilseed rape straw. We choose most instances just to chop it to put the organic matter back into the ground there. I value that a lot, that we can get a better nutrients and organic material to incorporate into the ground. Hopefully we'll get this worked over. My idea and intention is to get this kind of work through quickly so that we can drill a crop of wheat into here after it. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. And here we go then. I'm going to just pull myself in a little bit. I want to go from the back first. There we go. Excellent stuff. Yeah, not a particularly full crop by any stretch, but a crop nonetheless. There you go. Perfect. So we're going to hang around here until we get a second load. It's going to take probably a little bit longer, but we'll get this all loaded up here, and then we'll head on back down to the silo, I think, against. Alright then, folks, we are, well, we're not full, but we're close enough. Made sense to leave now. Combine's going to be a while until it's fully in need of being emptied again. But that being said, we are just going to take a short trip back now. It's probably a round trip, about 15 minutes if we take our time. It's really not too long at all. So on that yield there of tuna, just over 2 headlands, we've got a probably in the region of about 80% full, maybe 90% full trailer. So we're looking at probably in the region about 12, 13 ton. So it's probably a bit less actually, considering its oilseed rate. But hey, we knew that we were going to be onto a crop, a bumper crop there. But it's something that we put in as our crop rotation there. It gives the field a bit of a break from wheat and barley, which we do need quite a lot of for straw purposes. So we'll get that in anyway. And it's growing now. We've put all this time and effort into growing it. We're not going to leave it there. So that's we'll make the most of it for now, for sure. There is that beautiful tanker. So for this one, we're going to go over the grill and just put this straight into the silo. The barley we're probably going to tip on the shed floor. But for OSR, I always like to just stick it into here. Up and up we go. Okay, folks, that's load number 2 in already, and Emily is making some good progress actually running through the field now. So we're doing alright there. Yields are not improving as we get into the middle of the field, but again, kind of to be expected a little bit there. Before we head on back, we're just going to check in to see what the old man's doing, see how he's getting along. I think by now he's kind of really making some good headway. Stop there. Bit of a wander over here. He's looking good. Looks like now we're kind of 2/3 of the way through the field, which is good news. We're not doing any rain anytime soon, which is quite good because I want to get that field of barley or wheat, beg your pardon, over the hedge lifted and baled as well. Get that into the shed. But once we have that done, then it can rain, and then it can bloomin' pour down. Give us this a little bit of a chance to grow this cover crop. There's a bit of moisture in the soil still, so it should start and establish well enough. But yeah, you can see it's been well drilled, and it is, you know, it could be rolled in. To be honest, I might see if we can get someone in with the rolls because we don't have any yet. We do really need to look into that and see what we can find. But for now, as far as cash flow is concerned on the farm, we really need to start bringing some money in rather than spending everything we have. So that's something to be mindful of moving forward. We do have a couple of milk contracts that we're about to kind of sign up to for our cattle. There's that now. So we're going to look to see what we can get going there on the dairy front. But after that, yeah, we do need to make sure that things just go, balances go up rather than down, I think is the aim of the game. And then moving that forward after that, we're going to start looking into getting the second cut of silage done as well, because we're going to need a lot. Those cattle are going to, when we get into the winter, they're going to need to be a good feed-in, that's for sure. But as you can see where we are now, as we look across the fields here, yeah, about 2/3 of the way through would make sense, I should imagine. Looking good. I don't know why he hasn't lifted up the tank there, but never mind. Seems to be a fair bit of dust kicking up there. The tractor's fairly cased. Fairly caked even, but yeah. Seems to be handling everything like a dream, so we'll leave him to it. He seems more than happy up there. And you can see, yeah, it's really coming in quite nicely here indeed. Good, so all very happy with that. We're going to leave them to it to get cracking, and then we'll head on back down and get the rest of this field done. We're already getting the one done today. That wheat's still a few days off yet, so a few more days like this with some bacon sunshine and we'll be good to go, I should imagine. But for now though, we're going to head on back down there and get this all done and get this one ticked off. So first harvest of 2019 is coming into the books here at Marwell, and it's looking good. Very happy with how it's all shaping up together. So we'll keep you informed with the end results there once we can get everything, get all the tickets from the weighbridge on our silo here, and then kind of tot up our yields, see how they're all doing. So we will leave that here for now. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation if you've yet to do so already, as he does very kindly host everything and put all of my videos up for you to see. And we will be back with you later on in the week. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.